Welcome back. You are still watching News Plus right here on ZTN Prime. Now, one of the frontrunners for the African Development Bank presidency, Dr. Samuel Maimbo, has reaffirmed his commitment to address Zimbabwe's debt burden and spearhead economic growth efforts across the African continent. Dr. Maimbo has extensive experience in international finance and is currently serving as the Vice President at the World Bank, responsible for budget performance review and strategic planning. Our business correspondent, Melissa Chatkobo, sat down with Dr. Maimbo, who outlined his vision, emphasizing the urgent need to resolve Zimbabwe's debt overhang to unlock investment and growth opportunities.
How can the AFDB better support African countries in managing their debt burdens and achieving sustainable debt levels?
You know, one thing that is clear for someone like me who studies finance, enjoys finance, is that regrettably, the issue of debt has clouded Africa's picture in more ways than we should have. And therefore, the three-pronged approach starts off with telling a better story about that debt, doing analysis that distinguishes between somebody who has a liquidity problem and someone who has a solvency problem. We all have friends who seem to run out of money mid-month, yet they earn much more than us, right? Mm-hmm. It's a liquidity management issue, and we've got to distinguish countries between those that have liquidity problems and those that have structural problems. And the reason that's important is that there is not enough financing to address the structural problems for everyone.
I'm going to throw this question to you.
Sure.
About Zimbabwe? We've seen we're having debt dialogue. We're pushing to also fix our arrears. What's your overall comment on our performance so far?
Things like debt should not be an event. It's an ongoing process. You can go into industry today, and even the largest companies that are seemingly doing well have debt on their balance sheet. Debt is a good instrument. When you make it an event, and when you have this cycle of debt and aid, then you create bigger problems than they should be. So specifically about Zimbabwe, I'm very pleased that the African Development Bank is involved in having a discussion about resolving Zimbabwe's outstanding debt so that it can come back to the market. That's something that I can commit to today, to continuing until it's resolved. And it's not new to me. My team and I worked on debt resolution processes for Sudan. And the Sudan situation, the amounts were 10 times bigger than Zimbabwe. It was on the terrorist financing list. We went through debt resolution. We did the same for Somalia. We've had debt discussions in Sri Lanka. So this is not new.
How do you plan to improve access to finance for small and medium enterprises and startups across Africa?
What was clear is that we had small enterprises talking to long-term finance providers like banks. That relationship doesn't work as well as we think it should. We also have long-term entities who are in mining, in agriculture, speaking to microfinance institutions. That relationship doesn't work. The starting point is really aligning sources of financing to the type of businesses. It does mean that there are some enterprises that will need to go through several steps to get to the right type of financing.
Konapo, ipapo.